Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Tutor Mastery, and this channel will be dedicated to, showing you how to start a tutoring business, how to scale your tutoring business, and how to do it online without you leaving the comfort of your home, your office, wherever you base yourself. So, without too much info on what this channel is going to be about, let's just get on with it. So, just a quick intro. My name is Abdul Rahman, and Abdul Rahman is how you say it properly. I've been tutoring since 2013. So around 2014 is when I started my university degree in mathematics, and I decided to do tutoring as a side hustle, just to keep myself through university, and that went well. We had so at one point two centers that we was doing whilst I was a student, and then after towards the end of my degree, I started to look into marketing and started doing a bit of marketing for other businesses, getting them more clients, more business. But ultimately, I enjoyed tutoring a bit more. So once I finished university, I decided to pursue the tutoring side of things full time, and it was going quite well up until 2020. The pandemic hit, and everyone was affected. Even tutors was hit, especially if you was tutoring face to face, going to people's homes. We had centers, so we couldn't operate those anymore. So what we started doing is before this, I was always thinking about moving some of our operations online. So I sort of had a setup ready. I had the little graphic tablet to write on ready, and it just never took place. So when the pandemic happened and we was forced to shut down, we had no other option but to do things online. As parents still wanted lessons, and they were asking us if we're gonna move things online, and we said, of course. So we figured it all out. Thank God. Towards the end of 2020, we saw our best year ever, and that was through using the social media platforms that we had by marketing online. And now we tutor from online. We've got a bunch of teachers teaching for us. I don't teach anymore. My business partner is my brother. He doesn't teach anymore. We've got teachers doing it all for us now. We've scaled to an amount that we're happy with, and we're still carrying on. So I'm still in the field. I'm not just here teaching you how to become a tutor without any prior knowledge. So uh, here we are. Let's move on. I don't want to spend too much time on this either. Let's just get on with it. Now, what's the first thing you want to do as a tutor? It depends on your experience. Are you a tutor that has already tutored before? Are you a tutor that is currently tutoring? Are you a school teacher that has thought about teaching? Are you somebody who is in a student that wants to tutor? So you always have to think about your current state, right? Now, the niche is basically what sort of subject do you want to tutor? Are you a teacher that wants to teach maths, science, English, chemistry, biology, physics, if you're doing all the way up to A level? So, what is it that you are an expert in, and what is it that you not only good at but can also teach well? So, it's not good just to be good at maths or good at English or good at science. You have to be a good teacher. Yeah, your delivery has to be well. You have to make people understand the subject you're teaching them, and then that's basically the niche that you're choosing. And also, you have to think about: are you going to be tutoring adults? Are you going to be tutoring children? Are you going to be tutoring people between the age of 6 to 12, key stage 1, 2, 3, GCSE, A level? It's all up to you. So that's something that you have to spend some time thinking about. I know some people try to do general, like for example, someone might have gotten A stars or nines throughout their GCSEs, and they think they can teach every single subject, but you would be more respected and you would have more retention and more students if you are an expert in one specific field. So choose your field, choose what you enjoy teaching, and then we can move on. What demographic? What that means is, do you want to be catering to people local to you? Do you want to be catering to people internationally? People in your country? Do you want to be catering to people with high net worth, people with middle class, or are you going to be offering cheap tutoring services that, the people that are not so fortunate can sort of benefit from. So that's something that you have to consider. All right. So with that in mind, once you've got your niche in mind, you sort of have to do a market research. So, this can be done with simple Google searches. Who are your target audience? Who will benefit the most from your service? What age range? What, like I mentioned before, what sort of prices are you going to be targeting? How much do other tutors charge? Your service, is it going to be too cheap, too expensive? Sometimes, believe it or not, when you are too cheap, people will question it. They'll think, okay, why is this person so cheap? When you are expensive, people might not be able to afford it, but they'll be curious. So you sort of, when you're starting off, you want to be in between the expensive mark and the cheap mark. So choose your price range, look at your other competitors in your local area. What are they doing? What are they charging? How good are their services? And also finding out who your competitors are. So it doesn't do any harm to do a bit of stalking, seeing their numbers, seeing how they target their students. You can find things on about them online. That will be a separate video, how to sort of do competitor research. What are they doing online? How are they getting their students? How are their reviews? So we'll get into that another time. Okay. Now, once you've got your niche, you've done your market research, you just do your business plan. You sit down. This is sort of a thing that will hold you accountable. So you write things down where you know that you're going to be taking action on. So write down things like, your business mission. What is it that you are trying to accomplish? Are you trying to make complex tutoring cheap? Are you trying to simplify a topic that has been made very complex? What is your mission and what are your values? So, things like that, you just write them down. So you keep that in the back of your mind, and whenever you sort of fall off track or you lose a bit of motivation, you can kind of refer back to that. Also, it doesn't harm to do financial projections. How much are you looking to make in your first year, your second year? You don't have to go crazy with this. I know some people that have business plans that goes on for like 5, 10 years, and they never start the business. So think about it. How are you going to start this business, and how are you going to scale it? Are you going to be starting alone first? Do you have some help already? Are you an established tutor that's got maybe 5, 10 teachers and you want to scale that? So, write that down, have that written down, and always refer back to it. And it just sort of keeps you accountable how far along you are. All right. And also think about your startup cost. What are you going to need at the beginning for a website? How much would that cost? For your marketing, how much would that cost? How much would it cost to set up your whole online process? Do you have teachers that you want to pay? How much would that cost? And also having you've got your long-term goals, which is maybe a yearly goal, but then at the same time you can have your short-term goals. What am I going to achieve in the next month, in the next 2 months, in the next 3 months? So if you don't achieve something within a month, it shouldn't hold you back from moving forward, because you've got the long-term vision. So in the short term, if you don't meet some of your goals, as long as you know you've been pursuing it with everything that you have, that's all that matters. And it will come. It's just a bit of patience. All right. Now, the delivery process. How are you going to be tutoring? Are you going to be tutoring from home? Are you going to be tutoring from an office? Are you going to be tutoring from the shed of a friend? Make sure you have your setup in mind, and make sure that place is available. It's got a good connection, because you're going to be doing this online. Does it connect well with the internet? There's a lot of little factors you want to think about up front before you start getting students. And then, you realize a bit too late that, oh, teaching from this spot is actually not the best, or I might have to shut down my whole process because you all of a sudden don't have a good internet connection. That's not a very good look. So think about these things quite early on. Have the equipments ready. Are you going to be needing a graphic tablet? Are you going to be needing a good fast computer? Are you going to be needing a good camera? Just basic stuff like that. I mean, this is the stuff. If you've thought about tutoring online, you've probably already thought about this. So I'm not going to be spending too much time. If you don't know exactly what equipment you need for your online tutoring lessons, you can always Google it and find articles and blogs about this. The next thing is your subscriptions. Are you gonna need subscriptions for Zoom? Are you gonna be needing subscriptions for other things that you might need to use for your tutoring sessions to be going as smoothly as possible, for you to stand out from other tutors? Are you going to be needing certain equipments that will help you deliver the best service possible? That's stuff you have to account for and think about. Now, of course, the subscriptions and stuff is just for you to note. Until you get your student, your first one, two students coming in through the door and you've secured your first payment, you don't need to subscribe to anything. Okay? So this is just for you to have to be well planned. Okay? If you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail.